Hello again, Dinky Dandy here. Welcome to another episode. Today I'm just going to be answering some of the questions that you all left for me on my 5,000 subscriber Q&A. I printed out the questions on sheets of paper, just picked some of my favorites. I'm going to go through, read them, and answer them for you. The first question came from GGC94, and his question was, what game are you most excited for in 2011? I've got a couple games I'm really excited for. The first one is Dark Souls. I put up a video about it a couple weeks ago. Really excited for this game. It's pretty much a spiritual successor to Demon's Souls, one of my favorite games this generation. Can't wait to play it. The next game is The Last Guardian, and I put up reviews of Shadow of the Colossus and Ico, two of my favorite games, and this is from the same team, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Should be incredible. And the last game is Uncharted 3. I just finished up Uncharted 1 and 2, and after beating Uncharted 2, I just cannot wait for Uncharted 3. Really looking forward to those games. The next question came from Vicious Dave for Life. His question is, what is your most favorite genre of games to play? And I like playing a lot of different genres, but if I had to pick just one, it would definitely be RPGs. I love playing RPGs. Assuming I have the time, I sink hours into them. Love building up characters. And just all around, they're my favorite genre to play. Next question came from Knight Rider Gamer. And his questions were, what are some of your thoughts and experiences with the PlayStation 2? The PlayStation 2 is one of my favorite consoles. My two favorite are probably Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and maybe PlayStation 3 right after that. And it has tons of great games on it. Really solid console, and it's got a lot of RPGs. It has Shadow of the Colossus and Ico on it, which I really enjoyed. So it's definitely in my top consoles. Next question comes from Play Alives. His question is, have you tried the games that he traded me? He traded me Parasite Eve 2 and Time Stalkers, and I have played Parasite Eve 2. I was looking forward to playing that again. I told him when I was trading, I was looking forward to getting that game, and I really love Parasite Eve 1. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and when Parasite Eve 2 came out, I was really excited for it, put it in, and it was so much different than Parasite Eve 1. I was just disgusted with the game. I couldn't stand it because Parasite Eve 1 was so good, and I just thought Parasite Eve 2 took the route of kind of more like a Resident Evil style. So I put it back in, and I still don't really like it all that much. I'm really glad I have it in the collection because I love the Parasite Eve series and the books. But overall, I don't even think it comes close to comparing to Parasite Eve 1. But yeah, I played that one. Haven't had a chance to play Time Stalkers yet. Next question came from the Awesome Deist 1, and his question was, if you could make a movie off of a game, what game would you choose and why? And to be honest with you, I don't think movies should ever be made from video games. I haven't really seen any that turned out well. The only one that I could think of is Final Fantasy Advent Children, and that's kind of just a CG movie. But, I mean, as far as Hollywood production movies, I really don't see any of them doing the games justice. One that I am looking forward to seeing, it's coming out, is the Mortal Kombat one that apparently is going to be in production. Kind of looking forward to that, but in general, I just don't think games should be made into movies. They're usually no good. The next question comes from Horzo, and his question is, are you as good at playing any other games as you were Contra? That was very impressive, and I'd say some of the games I probably could be. You know, I played those games when I was real young. Contra, I played a ton when I was young, and I put it down and never picked it back up until just recently. The other games I was pretty good at was obviously Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. I played the hell out of those games when I was growing up. And Super Mario Bros. 3, maybe Simon's Quest, beat that one a ton when I was young. So I don't know if as good as Contra, because, I mean, I love that game, played it so much, but I'd have to go back and look at all the games I played when I was growing up, see how good I was. Some of the games that I picked up that I was good at when I was a kid, I just was terrible at now, so who knows. The next question came from XXAzelf, or XXAZElf, and his question was, favorite RPG of all time? And I can't really pick a favorite RPG. Some of my favorites would be Final Fantasy VII, that was one of the first ones I played, and I really enjoyed that. Final Fantasy II, I really liked. Secret of Mana, Secret of Mana is probably in my top 3 for sure. I loved playing that game when it came out. Parasite Eve, I like that. So can't really pick just one favorite though. The next question comes from Yora09, and he asks, what do you think of the actual gaming gen, and what would you bring back from the past as a remake? And I'm assuming that asking about the actual gaming gen, what do I think of this current generation? And for the first probably two and a half years, I really wasn't liking this generation all that much. I had fun playing Halo 3 online, and some of the games here and there were pretty good, but I really wasn't all that impressed. And then just this past year, PlayStation 3 really pulled through, got a lot of great exclusives, and the games just seem to be coming out a lot more often now, and they're coming out with a lot more quality titles. And by the end of this generation, I think it's going to be pretty comparable to past generations. I don't think it'll live up to the Nintendo and Super Nintendo era for me, but it's definitely building up to at least PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era. The next question came from Jeff Hardy Bacon, and he says, what are some of your favorite anime? My number one anime is definitely Cowboy Bebop, favorite of all time, hands down. Other ones that I liked Hajime no Ippo, One Piece, what else, Berserk. They're some of my other favorites. Another question comes from Racastro, and he asked, when you get old retro games, how many of them would you say you played to completion? And you guys see my pickup videos. I pick up tons of old games out at flea markets and Goodwills, and I pick up way more games than I can obviously play. I can't finish all those games to completion. You know, I get them so cheap and in bulk that I just don't have the time to play them all. But when I bring them back, generally what I do is I'll put in the games and I'll try them out for a little bit, and the ones that really stand out and I think I'll enjoy a lot, I'll play through and I'll complete them. But as far as a percentage, oh, I don't even know, probably like 20%, because a lot of the games that I pick up are just terrible. Sometimes it's fun to put the games in and they're terrible and just play them and see how bad they are, but a lot of the games I just can't play to completion. They're just that bad. But I'd probably say 20% of the games that I pick up out of flea markets and Goodwill of the retro games I played through to completion. The next question came from one of my good friends here on YouTube, The Completionist, and he asked a couple questions that I'm probably going to answer them all. They're kind of funny. His first question is, name a female actress or musician you actually have the hots for. And for that, I'd have to say Jennifer Love Hewitt. I've always liked her from when I was younger. And Nicole Scherzinger. Like her too. Next question is, what is your best story involving alcohol? And I could do an entire video just on this one story I'd like to tell you guys. I'm probably going to save it for another video and just do an entire video on it because it was a blast. And the story took place when I was camping out waiting for the release of the Nintendo Wii. I was up at Penn State for college, and I had so much fun camping out for the Wii. So I'll probably save that for another video, but definitely look forward to that sometime in the future. Next question from him is, name a TV show or hobby that you would be a little bit embarrassed to admit that you're a fan of or actually like. And, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the show, but I watched Ghost Whisperer. Jennifer Love Hewitt's in it, so that's a pretty embarrassing one to watch. Next is there one game that you have always wanted to play, but just never got around to actually playing it or even looking for it? And I've talked to him about this game, and it's Xenogears. It's his favorite game of all time, and I've had Xenogears sitting in my collection since I was in high school. And I actually have 2 copies of the game, and I've just never played it. I don't know why. Everybody loves the game, so one of these days I'm just going to have to pull it out and play through the entire game. Everybody says it's great, so that's one. And then the other game that I've always wanted to play, and I've actually never owned, is Legend of Dragoon for PlayStation 1. It's not even expensive. I've just never gotten around to picking it up. Next question comes from Nick Knack, and his first question is, what's your favorite Sega console? It's definitely the Sega Genesis. I got that when I was young and really enjoyed it. I actually chose that over the Super Nintendo, and I probably would have preferred the Super Nintendo since that's my second favorite console of all time. But the Sega Genesis is my favorite Sega console. And his next question is, what's the most bizarre food you've ever eaten? And I would have to say, when I was over in France, my relatives over there served us blood sausage, and it was just weird. It was just a bizarre food. Next is from him again. Now my dog's walking around, don't mind that noise. Next question is, are you still into anime? If so, what animes have you been watching recently? And I am still into anime, but I just don't have much time to watch it, and I've been getting a lot of games, so I've been playing through them. I haven't watched many animes recently. I'm about to pick up starting One Piece again. I watched up to about episode 350, so I'll probably pick that up and start watching that again pretty soon here. Next question came from Vintage Video Game Geek, and his question is, can you see the hidden images in stereograms? And this is a pretty good question for right now, especially with recent things coming up. But with the stereograms, sometimes I could see them. Like 75% of the time, I can't make them out. I just can't see them. But if I've tried hard enough, I have been able to see them in the past. But tied into that, I've heard that with the Nintendo 3DS, some people are unable to see the 3D effect. And I guess it's determined whether you have an astigmatism. Sometimes people can't see it. And I have a slight astigmatism, so I'm hoping that it doesn't affect my when I get the 3DS. I really hope that I can see the 3D. But I've been talking to Sharasic. She's over in Australia, and she said she went to a demo event, and she was one of the 1% of the people that can't see the 3D. So that'd be really disappointing. It stinks that you can't see 3D. I hope you go out to movies and can see 3D there. I'm not even sure how the 3D works on the 3DS, but I'm really hoping that I can see it. So that's the first part of my Q&A. I'll probably answer some more questions in the next week or so. But I'm Dinky Dana. Thanks for all the support, getting me over 5,000 subscribers. And I'll have more questions answered for you in the future. Thanks for watching.